Welcome to the 510 Huddle. It's QB time. What's going on, Coach Lane?
Doing good, man. Quarterback carousel. Let's get into it, man. It's a lot of dominoes that's about to fall. What day is free agency start? Is that March 15th?
Yes, sir.
March 15th. Let's dive right into it. So on our board right here, we got Brady, Rivers, Ryan Tannehill, Teddy Bridgewater, Taysom Hill, Dak Prescott, Jameis, and we threw Cam in here. We threw Cam in there just because we want to talk about the fact that his owner's not feeling him right now. So far, that's what it feels like, or the assumption we're making from a few of his remarks he made a few weeks ago. His owner and his coach, but his coach, I think I just seen something recently where he actually did back him up. So we'll talk about that. We'll get to that. But first, let's start with the big fish, the one that's going to help every other domino fall into place. Let's start with Tom Brady, Zay. Give me your guesstimation. Where do you think Tom going?
My first assumption is Tom Brady is going to the Tennessee Titans. And the reason I say that is the Mike Vrabel connection. I was into John Middlecoff podcast the other day, and they talked about how Brady and Mike Vrabel are legit best friends. Like, they hang out all the time. So, like most human beings, you want to work. Again, it's a job. You want to work with your friends, right? And you have an opportunity to do that with a team that's ready to go. You got a good coach, a pretty well balanced team. And if you add a couple pieces with Tom, I mean, they were in the AFC Championship last year with Ryan Tannehill, so they'd be really dangerous. The second pick, I think he'll go is back to the Patriots. I feel like. I really feel like the Raiders and Chargers, the other two report teams, are really long shots just because Brady wants to win at the end of the day. And I think the best situation for him would be Tennessee or going back with the Pats. What's your thoughts?
You a Raiders fan, though, Zay. Do you want them, though? Would you want them as a Raiders fan?
Realistically,
moving into a new stadium, Vegas, would you want them?
I would say as of right now, no, just because I want the attention just to be strictly on football. Like the first, look, we won 7 games last year. We got a good young rookie class last year. We got a lot picks, capital free agency. I just want the focus to just be overall on the team progress. Time would just be way too much. Like the distractions, and then it's just pressure to win. Yeah. So you're gonna have year 2 guys, rookies. It's still gonna be a young team. Tom and a few vets with the pressure like you got to win now.
And I think Gruden just came out and backed Carr recently.
There's a lot of news reports. He backed Carr.
Right? He backed Carr.
Yeah, and it came out again that Brady's not particularly interested with Tom Brady. Like, if Tom Brady entertains it, he'll listen, but he's not going to, reach out. And and it's pretty much like, the question is, does Gruden want to upgrade Carr? Yes, right? But he want to upgrade him with the best option possible. He either at the top 3 pick in the draft with a good QB, right? Last year, the only possible QB would have been Kyler Murray for him, right? That would have happened, right? Yeah. This year, he doesn't have that. He's not trading up. He's trying to win now. They won 7 games. He's going to rock a card. But back to the topic. Where do you think Tom's going?
For Tom, so for me, I'll piggyback. It's not my initial pick, but I'll piggyback on what you touched with the Titans. I see that fit working more now than ever before. I didn't really even have the Titans on my radar as far as for Tom, but the more I heard the stories developing, it made all the sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world. If he does leave, I think that is the best destination. One, you already mentioned it, Mike Vrabel. Mike played, a decade with Tom in New England. I think it was Joe Montana and Kurt Warner recently came out basically just giving advice to Tom through the media, and basically was just saying, because they both those guys uprooted in their career and had to play somewhere else later in their prime. And they just said it's so difficult coming from where you knew the culture or where you knew everything on the day-to-day. You knew the day-to-day operations for a franchise. It's tough going from that for 20 years. It ain't like he did 10 or 15. He did 20 years there.
Only been alive 25 years.
Man, come on. And then the uproot and move to a whole nother... The best place for him to be able to do that, though, I think, would be in Tennessee, because Variable is he comes from that Bill Belichick tree. He comes from playing there. So he understands what the culture should be like, and I think he'll have a culture comparable to what Tom just left from. That, including they got a good O-line, got one of the best backs. I think the best pure just straight running back in football, Derrick Henry. Pounding, putting your foot in the ground, just running straight. It ain't Zeke no more. I changed my tune on that because remember I was with Zeke as far as pure running back. Saquon's my favorite overall. We'll talk about that another day. Though. You know
what about the white boy?
Christian Knox. Yeah, he up there. We can go on. We can go on for that for days. They got a good old line, young old line. Derrick Henry, he can clearly run you to the AFC Championship. So you know you can get that far with him. A good defense that loves to tackle and hit. Variable coaches that defense up very well. And the weapons on the outside. A.J. Brown had a very good rookie season. Corey Davis is a good number 1, number 2 option. They're both grown. They got potential to be.
And Delaney Walker was hurt last year.
Delaney Walker was hurt, and I was about to say the tight end behind him was actually nice. Jonnu Smith. He's nice. He can play. So I think that has the makings for Tom to be successful and actually go and have the best chance to win. They're in the Colts. You guys already heard me say about the Colts on the last pod. For the same reasons with the Titans. I got a great young O-line, one of the best in the league. Got a good dual threat running back, Marlon Mack. You got T.Y. on the outside, Ebron if they bring him back, a tight end, and they got a good solid young defense.
I cannot see him on the Colts at all.
Yeah. And you know who I think Skip Bayless was saying, I just couldn't see him going to the house Peyton build. He'd be in Peyton's shadow. Shit, Peyton went to Denver. Went behind Elway's shadow, and Elway had 2 already.
Never went against Elway though. That's the difference. And the second point, would you go work for a company that got you suspended? They the ones that got him suspended. So I think Deflategate. So for Tom, it's like fuck you. I ain't gonna.
But did they get him suspended, or was it? Did they report it?
They reported it.
Or I thought it was just like the rest or something. Okay,
they were the whistleblowers.
In the second half and spoke up on
it's only because Tom had the ball.
Because it was a game in the first. I think they blew him out.
They won like 34-7.
But it was a game in the first half. I think in the second half they pulled away. But yeah, that's our picks for Tom, guys. Let's move down here, Zay. Where do you see Atlanta spot for Phillip Rivers? OG Phillip.
He's the hardest. I'll tell you right now. I feel like Phillip's going to be one of the last QBs to get picked. And if he goes anywhere,
I only got 1 or 2 options for him.
This is a bold take. Phillip Rivers is going to retire. I think Phillip Rivers is going to retire. And the move to Florida, I think a lot of people, he's probably going to Tampa. I think Tom's arm looked shot last year. Phillip Rivers' arms looked shot last year. If we're just doing priority free agent list, to the media they're saying Phillip because of the big name. I believe priority to like GMs and coaches is Tom, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston,
Titans got 2 free agents.
Yeah, Andy Dalton, Tannehill. All these QBs, I believe you're putting those above. I'm not going to disrespect Phillip Rivers. Case Keenum is below him. But
I'll take Phillip over Mariota. Go ahead. Mariota's still working.
That's debatable.
I got you though.
I'll give you that.
Priority.
Priority. Yeah. And so I just think he retires.
Answer this for me. And this is one of the reasons why I knew the Chargers wouldn't go with Tom. It's because we just got done dealing with an old-ass quarterback in Phillip last year. I knew that I just couldn't see that fix, that match. But why is everybody so high on Tom and fixated on Tom when Tom's older than Phillip? When I watched it last year, Phillip made a lot of bad decision making. Like his decision making was bad. The arm kind of looked the same to me because Phillip always kind of had like that because it's his motion, his sidearm motion that always kind of makes his balls look weird anyway when he releases them. But to me, he didn't look dramatically off compared to what Tom looked like to me. As far as if you took away the turning the ball over, you feel me? That's why I think that was Phil's problem. But I got the same thing. I got it written down right here. Retire or go to the Bucks since you moved.
Really got retire?
I got the retire as my first one. I got retire for Phillip or maybe one last go around with Bruce Aaron.
Hey, that's crazy.
System,
and
I think he should retire.
We did not talk about our decision before this. So
and I like Phillip, man, but
because I haven't heard no one talk about retire. Yeah. So like,
it's about that time for my guy.
He has about 8 kids. Go take care of your kids. Your son playing middle school football now, so go coach him. He's a QB. He don't just like him.
He got the sign on.
How's he going to teach him?
Family tradition.
So I think he retires. So who's the next QB we got on the list?
And then we can really go both of them since they're on 2 free agencies on one team. Tannehill and Mariota, and I forgot Mariota was a free agent.
So I think obviously Mariota's obviously not going to be back with the Titans. I say Mariota goes.
heard somebody say the Pats. What if the Pats resurrected him with Bill? I kind of like that how you said with Rosen. Like, you know how we was just thinking of different guys that can come into the Pats and they can work with them. I could possibly see Bill doing some things with Mariota. Possibly.
This is what I see Mariota doing. He's not going to be a starter next year. He's going to do the Teddy Bridgewater route. I'm going to go one of these legit QBs with a legit coach. Boost my stock up, be a legit backup, be on a winning culture. And then when my contract's at 2-3 year, I'm going to build my stock up and go and be a true quarterback.
How about this then? For that scenario, you just tell me a better scenario for him would it be the Niners with Shanahan. Behind Jimmy G, you got an offensive wizard. If y'all do get hurt, if Jimmy get hurt, you got somebody who's going to call shit to make sure it's easy on your plate, Mariota. But he's also going to develop you at the same time. That might be a good, not bad.
I like that. I think Kyle's great.
Yeah.
A second option I thought about, Texans. Perfect, same thing with Deshaun. And even
Seattle, I think I heard
Seattle would be cool. Any type of just mobile quarterback, a good type of coaching, right? I would say those would be good options. I think New England would be the only place where I could see him being a true starter. Bill saying, you know what, I'm about to run some Baltimore offense this year. You know, that's the only situation I see him as a starter. Now,
go ahead.
Tannehill?
Yeah, I was about to say, what about Ryan Tannehill?
If you're a coach out there, you saw, well, this guy with a defense and run game went to the AFC Championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can see Tannehill going to the Chargers. Right?
And I did just see a report about them winning.
And it's a perfect scenario. They might draft a quarterback too, right? They might, Chargers might play it safe, like, hey, Tannehill, your starter. Because they have a good roster,
yeah.
So they're like, hey, be the bridge. Let's get Justin Herbert, whoever you want in the draft. We don't know. Tua, right? Rest your year. Love. Somebody. So I think that I really see him going to the Chargers. Chargers my pick for Tannehill. And if not, he returns to the Titans. And that's if Titans get Brady, he goes to the Chargers. If not, he just resigns with the Titans.
The reason why I don't think the Titans should want him back is because I think you just seen your ceiling with him. It's the same thing with how Case Keenum or the Vikings moved on from Case Keenum a few years ago.
Great, I like that. Great point.
He's not going to take us to the Super Bowl. He's not the quarterback that can get this Titans roster past the Chiefs in the AFC. He's not. Tom could probably do it. You feel me? That's why I see on that side the Titans not wanting to really bring him back. For Tannehill, the only places I can see, like, if he really wants to start, the only place the two fits I can possibly see working is the Bears with Nagy or the Lions. I
like the Bears. I like the Bears.
I got somebody else for the Bears too later down the line. But go ahead.
And also, I didn't think about, to your point, I like how you brought up that the Titans know that's their ceiling. Like, we don't want to just keep losing AFC championships. Mike Vrabel came from the Pats, so he got the Belichick mindset. Like Deuce, you get cut any moment. Bill's known like that, so I think Mike got that low patience too. Like, yeah. I know, yeah.
And I think he just knows. Like, I seen the ceiling where he's not gonna take us over that next hump. When Mariota, we kind of touched it. I feel the same with you on Mariota as far as one of those mobile quarterback landing spots being back.
I think Teddy Bridgewater set the map for that. Like, I'm a starter, but like I'm low key not. Yeah, but like I was on a good team for a while, so people couldn't see my true skills. Yeah. But then when my team was weak, I low key sucked. So that's like
go to Teddy. That's who was next in Teddy. Who you got for Teddy?
I think Teddy is to me was the toughest quarterback to pick a landing spot. Because I feel like
I found one, but it was one of the toughest.
And I just feel like at the same time, Teddy could be like, you know what, Drew got one more year. This be, or it could be like, you know what, I want my time. I'm on the market, and I decide that I believe Teddy Bridgewater will go to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I just see him going back home to Florida. That's one thing he's not. He's not a turnover machine. And I think Bruce Arians almost had a heart attack last year in a brain aneurysm. I watched a documentary on him. His wife really cares about him. So
good coach.
Good coach.
I fell in love with him.
I think Jameis' time comes to an end, and I believe we see Teddy Bridgewater in a Bucky uniform with a lot of cash in his pocket.
I put the Bears.
Okay.
I just like him with Nagy. I think him and Nagy can do some things together.
But I have one rebuttal to this.
I don't believe they sold on Mitch.
Oh, no. Nobody believes that. They don't believe that.
Yeah.
Mitch don't believe that.
The defense don't believe it.
His mother doesn't believe that, okay? Cold weather. He has to play with gloves, so he already has small hands. And so he played indoors in Minnesota and Saints. He's from Florida. And the one thing is, Mitch can play in the cold. Like, he ain't great, but he can play. So to me, like, even if I'm Teddy, like, I'm a free agent. Even the Bears would have to offer me some, like, off the fucking charts for me to go there. If the offer is close, you got to go warm weather. But I think the Bears will try to get Teddy, but I feel like at the Teddy point, he's gonna be like, it's not a good business decision.
With that, the Bears went 10-6. I think 2 years ago went to the playoffs, right? First round.
Yeah.
I can see with Nagy. I can see Nagy getting them it's the NFC, but like in the best case scenario, I can see Teddy and Nagy getting to like an NFC championship if everything worked right. Like I can see him getting.
I have a perfect QB for the Bears. Andy Dalton.
I had somebody else that I picked.
And he plays in cold weather. Made the playoffs before with a better team. And you can't tell me he's not a better upgrade than Mitch.
Yeah. We're going to talk about him later, but I was thinking Cam with Nagy. I was just thinking that because Nagy's an offensive.
I'll tell you this.
If we get some.
If a healthy Cam goes to the Bears, they will win the NFC North.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think he would be. Tell me you wouldn't be nice with Nagy.
It might be 2015 again.
Yeah, bro, that's exactly what I. Hold on.
Let's see your notes.
I got that in my notes with the Jags though for Cam. The same thing too. I think it's the same thing.
You saw the news today.
Can run.
They're looking to trade Nick Foles. That was breaking news today.
Let's just talk about Cam since we already on. I had the Bears is one, and then the other is the Jags. But both teams for the same reason as far as for Cam. This for Cam. At healthy Cam Newton. Because the owner of the Panthers and the coach already came out and said they're not really all the way behind Cam, or they're questioning his healthiness. The Jags are the Bears for the same two reasons. Both teams are kind of remind me of the setup of his Super Bowl run team with the 2015 Panthers. With good, young, fast defenses, got pieces that's good and young and fast on the defense on both teams, Bears and the Jags. Good running game, mainly. Bears like to run the ball. They're developing a young guy. I forgot who was the guy they drafted last year. Running back, him and Cohen split carries. Can't think of his name. Running game's good, creative under Nagy. Fournette, running game in Jacksonville. And then you got good weapons in Jacksonville on the outside with Chart, Lee, and Westbrook. All three of those guys can run.
Yeah.
Who's the weapons on the Bears? That's the problem, right?
No, Allen Robinson.
I told you, I remember you brought Allen up before. He cool. He a solid wide receiver.
When you don't have a quarterback,
and he still went for a rack.
They could have Julio, DeAndre, and Odell on the same team. And me at quarterback, and they will not get 1,000 yards because I can't throw. Okay, it don't matter. Your receivers you gotta have a level of QB play.
And he got a tight end.
See, my pick for Cam is I think Matt Rule's gonna rock with Cam this year, fully healthy, just because. If you're a first-year coach, it's just an easier transition, and it's not like they have a top 5 pick. It would be easier if, like, you know what, we got that easy pick. You know, they would have to do too much draft capital. They have a good
this
team.
Scenario, I think it makes sense for that, though. Because, you know, a lot of the time, first-year coaches like to come in with their guy. Yeah. But for this scenario, that transition, like, for him to get his foot in with Cam, I think that would
help. And you gotta remember, Matt Rule's not an offensive coach. He's a culture builder in Temple, so he always brought his coordinators with him, so... I think Matt's like legit, like lights. He brought
the boy from LSU with him.
Yeah,
he brought the boy from LSU with him, Brady. Yeah. He brought to work the offense. So a healthy Cam mixed with that boy Brady that came from LSU.
And they got weapons.
They might be able to do something. They got some weapons.
Yeah, they got our receiver, my boy number 12.
They let go your boy Olsen. Olsen signed with the Seahawks. I like that pickup. That was a nice pickup for Russ. Because they got Hollister too, so they can go to
Hollister's trash. The one that got hurt, Orsley or whatever.
Who? The
receiver, the tight end was serving. Hollister was like off the practice squad.
Yeah, and he started serving for him at the end.
But the one
you saying before him was serving too?
Yeah,
Seattle?
His name was Ursley. Yeah, okay. He was a rookie, like 4th round pick. He was way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on. We got a couple left before we get out of here, guys. Let's go with the other guy on the Saints. The Saints is another team that got 2 quarterbacks, free agents.
Did you already say coming back?
He's restricted. No, I was gonna say Taysom Hill. And what so let me start with this one because you said something earlier with Teddy when you was like, if I'm Teddy, I just say F it, wait a year, wait till Drew done. That's how I feel for Taysom. I think Teddy needs to go. The market said you proved what you could do already with them last year. You'll have a market. Taysom's market's still a little sketchy because he hasn't proven what Teddy has as far as being a full-time starter and producing wins. Taysom, I think, should wait until Drew retires. Sean Payton has already expressed belief in you becoming a franchise quarterback. Or he believes you can do it. He says he sees things in practice and believes you can get it done. If I'm Taysom, I sign a 1-2 year deal, whatever. Stay, learn a little more than Drew. When Drew's gone, the dome is mine. That's how I see it for Taysom.
I couldn't believe when D-Lane earlier today sent me the doc for QBs. He put Taysom Hill on there. Putting Taysom Hill on there, to me, is the equivalent of putting a running back on there. Taysom Hill is not a quarterback. He will not play. He's 30.
He's a great football player.
He's 30.
Yeah, he's a great football player. I don't know about franchise quarterback.
Yeah, he's not anything. He's a gadget player, and he'll play for a couple teams. No, I have no comment on Taysom Hill.
You don't give him not him, but you don't put no stock into what Sean Payton said. Sean Payton's an offensive wizard. He said he believes he can be a franchise quarterback.
Yep, and then now he's not going to resign and pay him no money. Sean Payton, you got to watch Sean Payton. Sean Payton says a lot. Sean Payton says a lot. He said Taysom Hill, he either putting that trade value up or like he's not worried about him. But I think Hill honestly would be better just playing a special teamer. He's a all-pro special teamer.
I'm not gonna knock him on his quarterback talents because I haven't seen enough of just him throwing the ball consistently to say what he can or can't be. I'm gonna rock with Sean's word on this one and say he sits his ass down. He needs to sit down and stay behind Drew and then be the next man up when Drew retires because Sean believes in him. Why go somewhere else to another organization that doesn't know how well you can throw, hasn't seen you in practice every day like Sean Payton has, and just don't know what you can do with your skill set. Stay put, wait for Drew to retire, become the next guy up. We got 2 more guys right here, Zay. 2 more we out here. Keep your ass up for me. Zay tired, y'all. Long day of work for both of us. Dak Prescott, brother. Where you see Dak going?
Oh, Cowboys.
That's one of the top ones, right?
Yeah, he's franchise. Dak's going to be with Cowboys. At worst case scenario, 2-year franchise tag, but he's going to be with Cowboys. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah, I for Dak, I got down the same. I got follow the bag. Don't let Jerry punk you into taking a discount. That's what I got down for.
I like
Dak.
that. I like that.
I wouldn't. If I'm Dak, I wouldn't argue against the franchise tag though. If they gave it to me, I would be pissed for him though because he did just play this last year for $2 million, no guarantees besides that in his contract, no further down the line guarantees, and it's the same. You'll be operating under the same thing under the tag basically. No future years guarantee, none of that. You'll be paid like a top 5 player at your position, but just for that 1 year. But I said I got it down. Take the tag, Dak, unless you see somewhere else where they give you the bag. But to me, I just don't see no other team giving him the bag. The Cowboys that had you for the past 4 years, they practice with you every day. They see you throw the ball. If they're not trying to give you top dollar, I just can't really see or envision any other team that would. But I did, just for the fun of it, try to make a match if Dak did decide to leave. I got a team that I think Dak could take to the Super Bowl because they got a quarterback that's mid, that can't get him over the hump. That I think Dak is a little better than that can actually get him over the hump. And we already mentioned him earlier. You know what I'm talking about, Zay?
Titans.
Nah. Close to him, though.
Chicago?
The Colts. Dak with the Colts? You don't think he a little better and he better than Brissett and can get them over that hump?
A little better. He way better.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that team's good enough. Like, I think Dak could do something with them if he left. But they had to throw the bag to him.
No, definitely. I like that pick, though.
The Colts.
But I think he's going to stay, but Colts,
tag. Last one before we get out of here, guys. It's your boy, famous Jameis. What the hell is Bruce going to do with this man right here? I say he should stay, take the tag if no new contract is offered to you. Take the tag, come back, prove yourself with improved vision, more healthy. I guess you got your LASIK, what did he get?
LASIK surgery.
Whatever, eye surgery. So he played with a torn meniscus too. That was a new report that just came out. So take the tag, come back, prove yourself on a 1-year deal. You're healthy. You got a good young team that got hot late last year. See what you can do with him, Jameis. But from my side, from Arian's side, it's looking like he wants to move on from your ass, but only if he can find something better. He's not gonna move on if he can't find something better.
Where do you think he's going?
Jameis? I think he should just take the tag and stay. I don't think nobody's gonna throw him money. You just do fucking 30 picks, bro. Ain't nobody throwing. If anybody throw him the bag, they fucking retarded.
30 picks. Yeah, I had him. So I have him staying there, and I also had Teddy on there. I think they're gonna deuce it out because Teddy's not good enough to just be like, yeah, you're.
The crazy thing with Jameis is, in the same game, he can damn near look like a Hall of Fame quarterback on certain possessions, drives,
Jameis played,
and then the very next he looks like fucking Jamarcus Russell throwing just retarded picks.
Jameis plays like Madden players. That's what he does. Like
But all vertical game, all vertical game,
and it's always close because they're gonna hit you, and then they'll throw some picks, and it's gonna be close, and then coin flip game every time. That's why they, But I think we'll see what Jameis does, and Jameis he needs that.
Hopefully, improved vision helps him though, because some of the picks was like eyesores.
And every time you see him, he has that squint eye on his face. That's like a meme.
Yeah, and some of the picks when you really watch Jameis Winston this past year was just like bad turnovers. Like the guy was draped all over him, defender was all over him. Should have made that throw. But that's it for the quarterback carousel for us for the night, guys. We just wanted to touch on all the quarterback free agents that's coming up. Free agency is coming up March 15th. This segment will be out sometime this week. Draft talk segment will be out sometime this week as well. We appreciate your support. Follow us on Instagram, Coach D Lane, Isaiah Walters. Our Twitter page, the podcast Twitter page is the 510H. Be on the lookout in July. Last Chance U is dropping in July. We should be having a feature in there for a couple episodes or so. Just tap in, man. We working. New merch is on the way too. Me and Zay's working on that as well. Anything before we get up out of here, Zay?
My last comment of the evening: the XFL is trash.